from the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for the debate.
Debate at 9, powered by Century Laminates and Citroën.
Thanks for joining us here on the debate. I'm Niranjan Narayan-Swamy, filling in for Arnab, who will be back on the debate tomorrow evening. But what a day it's been in Parliament. The government has announced a structured disengagement with China at the Pangong Tso, and the pullback has begun, which of course has left the opposition and more importantly the Congress party sulking in Delhi. In Bengal, things are hotting up between the two parties, BJP and the Trinamool Congress. War of words between Amit Shah and Mamata Banerjee. That's debate number 2. We have 2 debates on the show tonight, and debate number 1 is on the disengagement in Ladakh. A structured pullback has begun on both sides, and India won't concede. Well, guess who's sulking? We'll talk about that as well. Debate number 2 is a straight battle between Amit Shah and Mamata Banerjee. Fireworks, rallies, and a war of words. Here are the headlines this Thursday evening on the debate. Though in the 9-month standoff, India and China have begun a phased and coordinated disengagement process at the Pangong Tso. Defence Minister makes it clear in Parliament Indian Army has not conceded and there has been no compromise on territorial integrity. But Rahul Gandhi raises questions over Indian Army's breakthrough. He continues to fearmonger, sulking. From CAA to political violence, Amit Shah has cornered the Mamata Banerjee government and the Trinamool in what is turning out to be an aggressive Bengal campaign. Mamata Banerjee hitting back with a Danga politics counter in her rallies, promising to take BJP head-on in the battleground state. And the government shoots another warning to Twitter, this time in Parliament, from Parliament, praising the indigenous coup app on the floor of the House. After vigorous military talks, India and China have commenced disengagement process at the Pangong Tso. While giving details of the breakthrough, Raksha Mantri made it clear that India has not conceded and will not concede any ground, let alone to China. Here's more.
Over a 9-month standoff, the first signs of thaw emerged from Ladakh. ZT-Z96, second-generation main battle tank of the PLA, moved back first, followed by more tanks of the Chinese troops. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh briefed the House on the big breakthrough at the Pangong Tso.
सदन को यह बताते हुए खुशी हो रही है कि हमारे इस अप्रोच तथा सस्टेन्ड टॉक्स के फलस्वरूप चीन के साथ पैंगोंग लेक के नॉर्थ एवं साउथ बैंक पर डिसएंगेजमेंट का समझौता हो गया है और इस बात पर भी सहमति हो गई है। और अध्यक्ष महोदय, इस बात पर भी सहमति हो गई है कि पैंगोंग लेक से पूर्ण डिसएंगेजमेंट के 48 घंटे के अंदर सीनियर कमांडर्स स्तर की बातचीत हो ताकि बचे हुए मुद्दों पर भी हल निकाला जा सके।
As per the agreement, China will be restricted to east of Finger 8, while Indian troops will be posted at Dhan Singh Thapa post near Finger 3.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, यह भी तय हुआ है कि दोनों पक्ष नॉर्थ बैंक पर अपनी सेना की गतिविधियां, जिसमें परंपरागत स्थानों की पेट्रोलिंग भी सम्मिलित है, को अस्थायी रूप से स्थगित रखेंगे। पेट्रोलिंग तभी शुरू की जाएगी जब सेना एवं राजनयिक स्तर पर आगे बातचीत करके समझौता बनेगा और इस समझौते पर कार्रवाई कल से नॉर्थ एंड साउथ बैंक पर प्रारंभ हो गई है। और अध्यक्ष महोदय, सदन को इस बात की भी मैं जानकारी देना चाहता हूं कि मेरी अभी तक की जानकारी, मैंने स्टेटमेंट देने के लिए जब मैं सदन में आ रहा था तब तक की जो जानकारी है, मेरी अभी तक की जानकारी के अनुसार जो समझौता हुआ है उसका क्रियान्वयन अभी तक, मैं फिर से दोहराऊं, अभी तक ठीक तरीके से हो रहा है।
Despite an assurance on the floor of the House, Rahul Gandhi resorted to a campaign to demoralize our forces. He tweeted, and I quote, "Why is Government of India insulting the sacrifice of our jawans and letting go of our territory?"
चीन ने LAC के 18 किलोमीटर अंदर तक वाई जंक्शन, जिसे बोटल नेक भी कहते हैं, वहां तक घुसपैठ कर रखी है और भारतीय सेना को हमारी सरजमी पर पेट्रोलिंग करने से रोक रखा है।
The disengagement process is a result of 9 rounds of rigorous military talks, and here's a message to those trying to run down the efforts of our forces.
मैं इस सदन से आग्रह करना चाहता हूं कि मेरे साथ संपूर्ण सदन हमारी आर्म्ड फोर्सेज की इन विषम एवं भीषण बर्फबारी की परिस्थितियों में भी शौर्य एवं वीरता के प्रदर्शन की भूरी प्रशंसा की जानी चाहिए। सभापति महोदय, मैं अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं यह भी कहना चाहता हूं कि जिन शहीदों के शौर्य और पराक्रम की नींव पर डिसएंगेजमेंट आधारित है, उन्हें देश सदैव याद रखे।
Let's debate.
Well, the only ones not happy in Parliament are a few parties, including the Congress, because successfully in 2 successive days, they've lost 2 cards or 2 subjects. Yesterday, after the Prime Minister's response, there was absolutely nothing left to say on the farm laws. Today, after the Defence Minister's speech, they have absolutely nothing to say on China and Ladakh. So that's 2 days and 2 cards gone. Let me introduce the panel. Guru Prakash, National Spokesperson of the BJP. General Giri Bakshi, Defence Expert, joining us live from the National Capital. Brigadier Anil Gupta, Defence Expert. Commodore GJ Singh, Defence Expert. Saurabh Shukla, Republic Partner and Editor-in-Chief of News Mobile. Vivek Srivastava, Political Analyst. Ashutosh Mishra, Senior Journalist. Iftikhar Misgar, Political Analyst, joining us live from Srinagar. Professor D.K. Giri, who's a political commentator, along with Chetan Singh, lawyer and political analyst. Let's start straight with the debate. Let me get in Brigadier Anil Gupta first. And before we get into the political aspect, just put the story in perspective, the debate in perspective on what this means for India. Brigadier Anil Gupta, I remember when the first report came out when the first round of talks were held in Moldo, and you know, we've been tracking the story very, very closely, and we've been subject to so much, and I'm talking about the forces, so much of a political attack, and we've seen everything from what happened in Galwan to the disengagement this afternoon. What does this mean for India? And then we'll get into the political debate.
See, first and foremost, it's a welcome decision. At least the thaw has taken place. A beginning has been made. And the best part is that people were talking of a likely war once the snow melts. The chances of that are diminished quite a bit. And the process has begun. I know we cannot trust the Chinese. We have to see. We have to wait. But then beginning has been made. And as per the reports, last night they have pulled out almost about 250 tanks and ICVs, which is a very, very good news. And they have gone back quite a distance, about 50 to 60 kilometers. So I think beginning has been made. Now thereafter, we have to see their intention. A very stout and strong mechanism to verify that what they have done is permanent and not temporary. After that, the process should start from the Indian side also. And we must continue this process, but ensure that at no stage we are taken aback or taken by surprise by the Chinese. To my mind, it's a very good beginning and it must continue. And as far as other friction points are concerned, as has been said, that within 48 hours, the commanders will meet again and they will discuss about the other friction points so that the total disengagement can take place.
Yeah. Let me start with Professor D.K. Giri. Professor D.K. Giri, will all those paranoia peddlers, Professor Giri, admit that the Modi government was on the right track when today the defense minister says, and I quote, in our various interactions with the Chinese side, including in my own meeting with the Chinese defense minister last September, my colleague and external affairs minister Sri Jaishankar's meeting with foreign minister and NSA Doval's conversation with the Chinese counterpart, we've made it clear that the foremost need was to ensure disengagement happens, and disengagement has happened. Vivek Srivastava, okay, you know what, even before you answer, Vivek Srivastava wants to come in, okay, let him have the first go. Vivek Srivastava, and then Major General J.D. Bakshi will come in.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Vivek, go ahead.
Niranjan,
you want to respond on behalf of Professor D.K. Giri?
Niranjan,
okay,
it has been our narrative. It has been our narrative. It has been our narrative, and it has been our talk. It has been our demand that we should have good relations with all the neighbors. You know, be it China, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. We also asserted that this present government, it has a faulty foreign policy because of which our relations with none of our neighbors is good. We are not scared of China. We don't support China. We are Indians first. We all love India and we all love the Indian army. But the foreign policy failure of the Indian government led us into this. Now we must all stand together against warmongering. Let us not see this as a victory of the Indians or the victory of the Chinese or a defeat of the Chinese. No. Two matured nations have talked. Okay, they are all going back to their respective positions. Peace is going to happen. That is what it should be. We are both nuclear nations. No, nobody is saying China is stronger.
But don't
Nobody
undermine.
Is saying India is stronger. We all have to coexist.
I just have to interrupt you here.
You see,
Vivek, don't undermine the gains India has made.
In the name of nationalism, let's not do warmongering.
That country has made. Nobody is warmongering. Let's admit that Indian diplomacy has worked very well.
I'll tell you how you lose.
What about vaccine? You know, Indian diplomacy has been working overtime behind the scenes to get these deals done. Do you know what happened behind the scenes? Do you know what did happen behind the scenes? Please don't undermine our bravehearts who are serving in the armed forces and our diplomatic and security establishment. It's a victory. Yes, let's accept it. Yes, every gain when it comes to China, Vivek, please, Vivek, every gain with China is a victory. Yes, you have to verify. Yes, you can't trust them. But yet, you cannot today at a time when it is India held its ground. Do you realize India held its ground?
She wants to come in. Saurabh, I had to make a point.
And we did not.
Saurabh, I had to make a point. Because Vivek Srivastava claimed, Saurabh, I had to make a point. Vivek Srivastava claimed,
yes.
And I want all our viewers to respond using the hashtag India won't concede and coup. You can coup what you think about what Vivek Srivastava said. Vivek Srivastava started by saying India doesn't enjoy good relationship with its neighbors. But let me tell you, Vivek Srivastava, I have some breaking news for you. A few days back, the Pakistani army chief, none other, and General J.D. Bakshi can come in along with Iftikhar Misgar, but I want to tell you, Vivek, there was 2 bits of breaking news 3 days back. One, that the Pakistani army chief himself, sir, asked for talks with India. Point number 1. And breaking news number 2, Vivek Srivastava, was Nepal's Prime Minister, Mr. Oli, who himself said he wants a dialogue with India to resolve the border dispute. No, let me tell you why all of this is happening. General J.D. Bakshi, you want to respond? General J.D. Bakshi, things have changed and somehow the opposition won't accept it.
Please, can I kindly have my say without having to yell and scream?
Vivek, I'll give you a turn.
Thank you. Thank you very much. May I tell you that nobody gains most than the families of the soldiers when there is peace on the borders. But I want to remind people that we did not start this tamasha in end March, April last year. It is the Chinese who moved 2 mechanized divisions, almost over 50,000 troops from Xinjiang. The 4th Highland Motorized and the 6th Mechanized Division, they moved them from exercise 1,000 kilometers from their permanent locations opposite eastern Ladakh, And then at 5 friction point, can I please, sir?
Why did
can
they
I
do it,
please?
General?
Can I, sir? Can I please finish
why
before
did they
you?
do it, sir? I'm asking you.
No, I'm telling you why they did it, because they wanted to take. Now can I
I'll give you your
answer?
turn.
Why did they do
Vivek,
this?
I'll give you your turn.
And
No,
what did
please.
they gain?
I promise I'll give everyone their turn.
Look, either he is the
Vivek, I'll
anchor.
give you your turn. I promise you.
No,
I
because
promise
this
you,
is
General
not
Giri Bakshi and then
fair.
Iftikhar.
Nobody disturbed him when he spoke.
Vivek,
No,
Vivek,
please.
I always
The
give
Chinese
people their
two
chance to
divisions
speak.
took
General Giri Bakshi
advantage.
will speak first and then Iftikhar and then, yeah, we'll come back.
Thank you. Thank you. As I was saying, the Chinese
Go ahead,
moved these
General
two
Bakshi.
mechanized divisions and they took advantage of the fact of COVID. They took advantage of the fact of COVID and they tried at 5 friction point in Daulat Beg Oldi, in Depsang, in Galwan Valley, in North Pangong So. They tried to, push us back to what their perception of the line of actual control was. India retaliated, gave tit for tat. We mirror image their deployments, man for man, tank for tank, gun for gun. And the Chinese were shaken up. By August, we had overtaken their numbers, right? And then we made a surprise move, preemptive move, to prevent them from taking the key heights south of the Pangong So. All the heights south of the Pangong So, Black Top, Helmet Top, Rezangla, the Rechinla, they are all with the Indian Army. And we are looking down at their Moro garrison. The Chinese were shaken up. And then they were forced to spend a winter. They have paid a bloody cost. Their troops have had it. They come only for a 4-year conscription tenure. Most of them are single child families. They have had it. Therefore, China now wants to break off. Fine, we did not start it. You did. You did. And actually the rollback should have been from Daulat Beg Oldi, Depsang, Garhwal, Galwan Valley and then down to North and South Pangong So. But the Chinese were rattled by the move that the Indian Army, the brilliant move that the Indian Army made in South Pangong So. And now they are worried sick that we could, sort them out from there. So now they have agreed to a pullback. It's fine. Like I said, we did not start it. But after what they have done in Galwan, nobody can trust them. We will have to keep our eyes on the enemy till he goes back to status quo ante,
Iftikhar is responding to you, General
where
Bakshi.
these
Iftikhar is
two
responding to you.
divisions came from
Bakshi sahab,
1,000 kilometers in Xinjiang.
with your permission, can I come in now, sir, for 30 seconds?
Please, sir.
Bakshi sahab, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Please, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, you can. But he made a point that you can't trust the
welcome.
Chinese. Even though he's backing the government, he's saying you can't trust the Chinese. Go ahead, Iftikhar.
This is a welcome step. Like it should have happened somewhere in the month of May. If it has happened today, it should be welcomed by every citizen of India. Because at the end of the day, this is our national issue and we must accept it wholeheartedly that something has done good. But come to the reality and we should touch the grounds also. Talking about the mutual withdrawal from Pyongyang position is just what I feel is a smoke screen. Sir, China has been granted to patrol from Finger 4.
Oh my God.
That means LAC. Come, please listen to me. China has been granted to patrol from Finger 4, LAC, effectively shifted from Finger 8 to Finger 4. That is a problem which we are not discussing here. The core issue of Chinese army was to have a hold on Depsang. Depsang has not been even touched today in the parliament. Depsang is being kept under the blanket in the eyes of general public of India that nothing is happening. See, we have given them Depsang means. They are there. They are settled there. We are shouting since last 1 year that they have not entered an inch. Have we today discussed, have our minister today discussed about the Depsang? No, because they are putting the blanket on it, and I hope GD Bakshi Saab and other army officers who are well versed with the subject will agree to my point. That is the important point we must discuss here that we are losing it, and this government, that is the failure of this government, and we must accept it, and the government should come up with a strong hold on the subject. Thank you.
Yeah, let me tell you. Yeah, okay, Iftikhar, thank you for coming in with that. Let me get in Commodore GJ Singh, because, you know, a few facts have to be laid out and a few facts have to be debated. Let's get real. Let's get real. Professor Giri wants to come in. Commodore GJ Singh, let me tell you, Iftikhar, welcome. Iftikhar, welcome what's happening in Ladakh. That's a good sign. But then, he then said this government has failed. He spoke about border infrastructure. Let me make one point clear, sir. And you will know better, you've been on enough debates, even before the NDA came into power in 2014. Let me ask a straight question. Is border protection a problem now, or was it a problem in 2013, when then Defence Minister A.K. Anthony shrugged his shoulders and told the Rajya Sabha, wait for it, he says, and I quote, "We have to accept that China is way superior to us in terms of infrastructure," quote unquote, in Parliament, sir. He also said, that we have to accept China is superior, China is better positioned than India, If it is a mistake, it is a mistake by all of us. Is it a, no, tell me, is border protection a problem now, or was it, is infrastructure getting better now?
That is the point.
And what was the situation under the UPA?
That is the point I wanted to make.
Yeah, that is the point. Isn't it better now? Because everyone's ramping up the infrastructure and people have a problem with it. I don't understand. Commodore GJ Singh. Commodore GJ Singh, and then DK Giri can respond. GJ first and DK Giri next.
You see,
DK Giri, give him a minute. Give him some time to make his opening comment.
I want to clarify, first of all, that we are definitely far better off than what we were in 2013. The speed at which we have constructed, built our infrastructure all along the LAC, the replacement of the equipment that has taken place with the most modern art of the state weaponry, the aircrafts, the guns, the the other modern methods of communication and navigation, and all of those things put together, we are far better off. And let me tell you that this has resulted in making the Chinese disengage this time, because the troops that we had mirror-to-mirror deployment, not only in terms of troops, but also when it comes to heavy weaponry and gunpowder, in terms of howitzers, guns and tanks, all of this put together has unnerved Chinese, and they have now come up for a disengagement because they were very fearful. They were totally unnerved and rattled because in the event of any error being made by any army, any troop, the vertical escalation could have taken place any moment, and the Chinese would have had it. Therefore, I think this is the result, more than any diplomacy, that the power that was behind us, behind our diplomats, has convinced and brought Chinese to this disengagement. But at the same time, I want to caution that this can be tactical deception also by the Chinese, because they are totally untrustworthy, they are not trustworthy at all, and at the same time, it is not in their DNA to honor any agreement as proven over the time till to date. So therefore...
No, that is true. We're all cautious about it. Commodore GJ Singh, we're all cautious, but Professor Giri, my problem was not with that. My problem was with the people who say... No, Professor Giri, my problem was not with that. My problem was with the people who say that BJP has a relationship with China. BJP has a relationship with China. They are the same people who signed an agreement with China in 2008. Professor Giri, let's come to the point. They're not happy. The ones who signed an agreement with China in 2008 are not happy. Professor Giri.
I want to make three brief points. One, that Indian Army has always done its job.
Yeah, make your point and then Guru Prakash will respond to you.
Let down by diplomacy. Yeah, so it has been let down by diplomacy. Second point, consistently, both Congress and NDA regimes have been girled by Chinese.
They have been taken for a ride by Chinese, including the present government. I have supported the foreign policy of the present government, but I have decried them on their failure to tackle China. Recently, you will all know that our foreign minister came out with an 8-point principle to tackle China. That was esoteric, a set of platitudes, had nothing realistic. Finally, like people said, it is a long haul to deal with Chinese. And I have replied to the foreign minister in an article saying, you are giving sermons to a Satan. You are speaking scriptures to a devil. So, it was really teaching to the school children. So finally, I would like to say, like the other people said, Army has done its job, but it is a long haul. We have to be extremely careful. And again, I fear that our present regime should not walk into the Chinese embrace and say that everything is honky-dory. The swing and stroll diplomacy has undone our attitude towards China. So you are right. Both Congress and NDA are equally guilty of misreading China. Thank you.
Yeah, Guru Prakash is responding to you. Guru Prakash, and then Vivek Srivastava was very angry while Commodore G.J. Singh was speaking. So let him respond to Guru Prakash. Guru Prakash first. Yeah, Guru Prakash, go ahead.
Niranjan, I seriously don't understand this anger of my friend from the opposition parties as far as the track record on national security is concerned. And let me also tell you this, that security, both internal and external, is certainly the topmost priority of our government. As two ancient civilizations, India and China have displayed deft leadership, mature leadership. India has shown yet again. India has...
No, you have failed on both the accounts.
No, listen, sir, please listen to me first. Niranjan, we can have a debate, either we can have a constructive debate or we can do a tutu meme. No, we can do a tutu meme instead. We can do a tutu meme instead. You don't have any locus standi, sir. You don't have any locus standi to come here, sir.
No, Vivek, you don't want the quad or what? Vivek, I hope you know about the quad. Is your problem with the quad? Why are you questioning the quad?
You go and do your Chandajivi activities in the name of Lord Ram. That suits you more. That suits you more. Collecting Chanda in the name of Ram suits you more.
Niranjan, he comes from an organization. Niranjan, Niranjan, Vivek just...
Please, let's come back to the debate. We have lots to talk about. Please, Guru Prakash.
नहीं, विवेक कन्हैया कुमार को आप चुनौती देना चाहते हैं, आप सफल नहीं होइएगा, चिंता मत करिए। कन्हैया अभी भी आपसे बेहतर वक्ता है और कन्हैया आपसे बेहतर वक्ता रहेंगे, तो आपके अंदर ये प्रतियोगिता चलती रहेगी। Now let me make this very clear. National security is one of the topmost priorities. We have shown this, the mature handling. We still know 22,000 crore emergency fund has been allocated. These people have no locus standi. We remember what happened in 1962. 38,000 square kilometers was compromised. 38,000 square kilometers was compromised in 1986. Rajiv Gandhi went to China. Let me make this very clear. No. Let me make this very clear, sir. You don't have any locus standi. आप लोग उनके साथ रहते हो, भैया आप अपने संस्कार.
No, I don't understand. One second.
कन्हैया कुमार आपसे बेहतर वक्ता है.
No.
परिचय मत दो यहाँ पे.
Vivek.
Niranjan, we cannot have a...
Vivek. Vivek, take it easy. Vivek, let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts.
What is disengagement?
Is China a new issue?
Is the government going to do a press
Guru Prakash. Okay, Guru Prakash may complete your point. Complete your point and Chetan is responding to you. Guru Prakash, complete your point and Chetan is responding to you. Let's keep it quick, please.
We can't have a meaningful debate. We can't have a meaningful debate like this when an obstructionist is there. So let me make this very clear. As far as our stand is concerned, national security, both internal and external, is our topmost priority. Emergency use authorization.
That's the reason you did not even mention defense in your budget this time.
As far as our commitment to border infrastructure, as far as border infrastructure fund is concerned, you see, 3 times it has been increased. Till now, you did not develop the border infrastructure in the name that the Chinese will come again. After 1962, such was fear psychosis. I seriously don't understand. In 1986, when Chinese came inside, Rajiv Gandhi was in China. So you don't have in locus standi to speak on foreign policy. My friends also commented on foreign policy. Let me make this very clear. Through the scheme of Vaccine Maitri, more than 100 countries have reached out to us. We are helping more than 100 countries. We are on our way to...
I just want to fact check. I just want to fact check. I want to fact check. I want to fact check Chetan Singh. I want to fact check Chetan. I want to fact check Chetan. Guru Prakash, hang in there. I want to fact check. I want to bring in all our panelists and fact check Chetan. I want to fact check Chetan and General G.D. Bakshi can come or Saurabh can come in. Chetan and Saurabh, okay, hear me out. He said that is why defense was not even mentioned in the budget. Did he say it or not? Capital outlay for the defense budget has increased by nearly 19% for the defense modernization push. The Raksha Mantri has thanked the Prime Minister and Finance Minister for increasing the defense budget to 4.78 lakh. You want a copy of the stats? Let me read out the stats. I want everyone watching the debate can coo using the hashtag India won't concede. Over 9,300 coos. I want to read out fact-checking Chetan. I'm fact-checking Chetan. 1 second. Hold on. No, he said defense was not mentioned. He said it was not part of the budget. I want to fact-check him. No, I want to fact-check him. In this year, there's a historic push to the defense modernization. It's the defense capital outlay is increased by 19%. 19%, Saurabh. 19%. Saurabh and Chetan Singh. Saurabh and Chetan Singh.
No.
Saurabh and Chetan Singh. Saurabh responding to Chetan Singh.
Chetan, don't mislead the people of the country. Please go and check it out. The facts are out in public domain. You're saying the defense expenditure, has gone up. In fact, I would say this government has done far more when it comes to the armed forces than any other government previously. And also, I can tell you one thing, the armed forces, the strategic establishment is such that they will not yield anything which violates our country's national interest. Please realize, don't mislead the people of the country. You should apologize for misleading people here.
I mean, Saurabh, this is not the way to hold a debate. I'm just asking you, we were patrolling on 4 fingers. Now we're not going to patrol on those 4 fingers.
No,
this is what our defense minister said.
Do you know there is
I was asking for defense budget. You spoke about the defense budget. Now you've changed the subject.
Exactly, we were there.
Chetan, you've changed the subject.
2020, and what is the status now?
Having been fact-checked, he's changed the subject.
China, which has
As I'm saying
constructed
that
some kind of
China,
some
everything you have
structures
to
out there.
verify.
Are they going to dismantle those structures? This is something we cannot trust China. When China is going to, when China is going to
we cannot trust China.
But he wants everything to be done in 2 days. I'll tell you, he wants everything to be done in 2 days.
We trust our
okay.
And our army has done a fantastic
No. He wants everything to be done in 2 days.
Whether we would be able to sustain the cold in this harsh condition. And we have sustained.
You have to make sure that you have to be. Our resolve was that we will not blink, and that's what has happened. India has not blinked. You should praise the fact that we have
Brigadier Anil Gupta, Ashutosh. Brigadier Anil Gupta and Ashutosh. I want to bring in Brigadier Anil Gupta and Ashutosh. No, hold on. Brigadier Anil Gupta and Ashutosh. Brigadier Anil Gupta and Ashutosh. Brigadier Anil Gupta. I want to bring in Ashutosh hasn't spoken. Ashutosh hasn't spoken. No. You're diverting here. You want to undo. Chetan, you can't undo everything. Chetan, you can't undo 7 decades. You can't undo 7 decades in 8 months. You can't undo 7 decades in 8 months. You want me to read out what the UPA government has admitted in Parliament? Brigadier Gupta wants to respond. Brigadier Gupta and Ashutosh. Brigadier Gupta will come in and Ashutosh will respond. Yeah, Ashutosh hasn't spoken. Chetan, your friend Ashutosh hasn't spoken. Hold on. Give him a chance. Yeah, Brigadier Gupta.
Niranjan, yeah. I am shocked at what Vivek Srivastava said. He is trying to trivialize national security by saying that we lost men at Galwan, and then we are saying that we have been able to successful in these talks. It is because of Galwan, the sacrifice of men, that Chinese got a bloody nose and they learnt that they cannot withstand Indian army. It is not the cakewalk like 62. The first post which they attacked, or first post that they dared to challenge Indian army, they were given such a befitting lesson that they learned their lesson. It is because of Galwan, it is because of the sacrifice of our soldiers that the Chinese had to rethink their strategy, and it took 9 months for them to realize that they cannot bully India anymore. I compliment the Indian government for its perseverance. for its consistency, so that they carried on talking, and ensured that the Chinese fall back onto our line of thinking and not they carry on with their old way of thinking of bullying. This is what we must appreciate. Rather than appreciating, he's trying to trivialize by saying that just because we lost the men at Galwan, we have lost the battle. It is the victory. It's the victory for the Indian army. It's victory for the nation. But I must say that.
Yeah, Vivek is
happened,
Ashutosh.
Let's not let.
So, Niranjan, what is a greater
I saw Vivek responding to you furiously there, but I realized that Ashutosh hasn't spoken, so I don't know whether to let Ashutosh in. Okay, Ashutosh, make your point, because Vivek is very furious, he wants to come in, but Ashutosh hasn't spoken yet. Ashutosh.
Yeah,
Ashutosh,
so there are two,
and then I'll get Vivek.
There are 2 points I want to make. The first is that we keep
talking about China. We have to realize that even today, when Rajnath Singh was speaking in the parliament, he very cleverly did not speak about India's core demand, that the pre-April status quo should be restored. That hasn't happened, number one. Number two, the Indian government, even while there was this problem at LAC, has started giving contracts to Chinese companies. Over 1,000 crore contract was given to a Shanghai-based company. Now, China in the past also has misread the various visits of Mr. Narendra Modi to Wuhan and his wooing Xi Jinping as the 56 inch ke seene mein kuch kamzori hai. I hope that Indian army has given a bloody nose and it is not let down by its political masters, because we have seen in the past that the Modi government has let down India, whether it be foreign policy. Mr. Modi did not name China once. He hasn't criticized China, and even today we are talking about withdrawal and pull back. So when you
do you have a doubt?
You are simultaneously considering
Ashutosh,
what Singh has been saying all along. That's a point of concern.
No, are you did you just question the forces saying that they didn't give them a bloody nose? Haven't you read the stories of Galwan of how we gave it back?
It is because of the armed forces that India has been protected.
Why will the political masters hold them back? Haven't you heard that the army has a free hand, sir?
Who have started giving contracts.
The army has a free hand. We all heard about the valor at Galwan.
They will give 1,000 crore contract to Chinese companies.
What Chinese companies? TikTok is run away from India, sir.
BJP government led
Ashutosh,
by Mr. Narendra Modi
TikTok is run away from India.
Armed forces.
Packed up. The face of Chinese investments in India, TikTok has shut shop
can I
and
please
has
comment, Niranjan?
gotten out of India.
In Delhi Metro Rail Tunnel, go and check.
Jal Bakshi responding to Ashutosh.
Shanghai-based company.
Jal Bakshi
and you are happy with TikTok. You are happy with digital strike. When real money is going, when they are building infrastructure here, when they are getting
one at a time, one at a time.
There. It's this weak-kneed approach of Modi.
One at a time,
Indian armed forces.
Can I please, sir, or have you finished?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's weak-kneed. Let Jal Bakshi respond.
Look, let's. Can I please,
sir? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Jal Bakshi.
Can I please? Thank you. You know, as I was trying to put across to the panelists here, look, you must understand what has happened. China went on an overdrive to bully all its neighbors, taking advantage of COVID. They thought all these countries were destabilized and they could make local gains. They could do salami slicing tactics. India has stood up to China, one of the rare countries in the world that gave it back tit for tat, that gave it back tit for tat, that, stood up to the Chinese, stared them down in an eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation, and today you can see what is happening. The Chinese tanks are in retreat. They are being pulled back. So that, I think we can be satisfied about that. But as I have said as an old soldier, the Chinese are very mercurial, and considering the kind of stab in the back they did in the Galwan Valley, we will have to be very, very careful.
Is it a withdrawal or what exactly it is? Why we are not going to patrol on the 4 fingers where we were patrolling earlier?
That is a temporary That
no,
is,
what? No, I mean,
sir,
those were our.
You were not even building roads.
Those were our posts. Why are we coming back from our own
when
posts?
26/11
we have been
happened,
patrolling on
you
those
did
four posts.
nothing.
The question is why we are not patrolling on our own posts.
You know,
the question is very simple. Why we are not patrolling on our own posts?
They are also not patrolling.
This Meerut and Delhi rail project which is coming up, the contract, one contract has been given to Chinese company. Why are
you
we
raised the question? Can I answer it?
We should not give any contract to Chinese companies, and this is not the determination which we have taken. This is the determination which we have taken after Gazprom.
Or are you just interested in hearing your voice?
This is something very serious.
Look, if we are not patrolling, so are the Chinese not patrolling. Previously, both sides were patrolling to their lines of perceptions of the LAC. And that is why clashes were taking place. Now the Chinese want to de-escalate. That's fine by us. Because we did not start the escalation. The Chinese did. The Chinese did. Now both sides will not patrol till such time as the commanders decide.
No, I want to ask.
The Chinese have learned their lesson.
General Bakshi, I want to ask.
The Chinese are equally interested in de-escalating.
I want to ask, you know, because very interesting term being used by Ashutosh, I think. Ashutosh, I'm not sure whether it was Ashutosh or Vivek or Chetan. No, they use the phrase weak need. They use the phrase weak need. I want to make a few points, sir. Hear me out. Both sides hear me out. And then Commodore G.J. Singh can come in with Vivek Srivastava or Iftikhar or D.K. Giri, okay? Just hear me out for 30 seconds.
Ranjan, I want to say something.
Was it weak need when the Vadra Congress cheered for China and leaders of the Congress party and the Gandhi family stood behind Rahul Gandhi as he inked an MOU between Congress and the CCP in 2008? Was that weak need, or to crack down on Chinese FDI weak need? Wait. Weak need. You want to know about weak need, right? I'll tell you. Over decades, thousands and thousands of square kilometers have been eaten by China, and you stood next to the Chinese and signed an MOU. Wait. No. Was it weak need? Who was weak need? Hear me out, Vivek. I haven't completed my question. Hear me out. Who was weak need? Was the government weak need when it banned Chinese apps and forced TikTok to leave? Or was the Congress party weak need while accepting a red carpet welcome by the Communist Party of China for Sonia Gandhi in October 2007? No, wait. You spoke about weak need. No, I want to ask you weak need. What is weak need? What is weak need to talk tough with China and force them to pull back at Pangong store? No, wait. Hear me out. Weak need. On the point of being weak need. No, who was weak need? I want to know whether the annual reports of Rajiv Gandhi Foundation that showed that the Embassy of the People's Republic of China and the Government's People's Republic of China donated to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation in 2005 and 2006, was that weak need? Or Pangong so pullback was weak need?
How much was the donation?
Commodore
How much was the donation?
The
donation was so trivial.
Yeah, Commodore and DK Giri.
Naranjan.
Commodore and DK Giri.
Naranjan.
DJ Singh and DK Giri.
Yeah, Naranjan, I want to first make it clear to Giri and Vivek and all the other panelists on the opposing side that this is not a matter of politics. This is country's integrity, security, safety. And let me make it very clear that the resistance which the Indian Army Defense Services has put up against China is the amazing thing which even the other countries in the world are surprised at. Because China was imposing their will, they were bullying all the other countries. And it is China.
We are talking about politics and diplomacy.
And it is India who has stood up to the challenge of Chinese.
Politics and diplomacy. Okay, great. One more point. One more question coming your way.
Diplomacy.
They are also talking about this.
DK Giri. Politics and diplomacy. Good point.
4 and 8.
About the army.
I want to tell them.
Yes, we are endorsing.
You make a point. Okay, you respond, DK Giri.
Diplomacy, that is fair.
DK Giri respond and I'll get the others.
Army officers should appreciate
We still have upper hand on them.
Yes. Yeah, the army officers should appreciate
We
our
still have
concern
upper
about
hand on
diplomacy
them.
as well. We are not discussing the army. We are unanimous in appreciating the role of the army. We are decrying the failure of diplomacy as far as China is concerned. Both Congress and BJP has failed. Modi has failed even more because he went with his personal charm to influence Xi Jinping. Diplomacy does not work like that. It works through structures, it works through treaties and procedures. So your personal charm will take you
let
only
me
so
tell
far.
you,
That is
let
what
me
I call
answer you now,
swing and stroll
that
diplomacy.
the diplomacy
Swing and stroll
works
diplomacy.
in this world when you have power behind you.
Yes.
If you go on the negotiating table without any power behind you and you start negotiating,
yeah, but army's power, you are contradicting.
it doesn't work out.
We have the
It
power.
is Indian army.
Army. Oh,
It
come on,
is
you are
army.
contradicting.
It
We
is
appreciate
Indian
that army has
power,
done the job.
the gun power, which
yes.
had convinced them. But
you
diplomacy
are
does
contradicting
better
yourself.
when
You
it
are not
comes
hearing
to
what you are saying.
talking,
If army is our
negotiating,
powerful, who is to
understanding
agree?
their
Why
point
is
of view,
diplomacy failing?
getting information,
Why is diplomacy failing?
sizing them up, all of this adds to
but
our
that
power,
is all right.
adds to
So
our overall
are you saying that
strength to
diplomacy has
negotiate.
succeeded?
Let's
You
not
join
forget
with
that.
me.
It is a combination of
that is what we are
diplomacy and
No, I want to ask about the question of diplomacy.
So this is
question of diplomacy. Brigadier Anil Gupta, Brigadier Anil Gupta and Iftikhar. Brigadier Anil Gupta and Iftikhar. Brigadier Anil Gupta and Iftikhar talking about diplomacy. No. Talk about diplomacy, right? Okay, great. We'll talk about diplomacy. Fantastic. We'll talk about diplomacy. I'll make a point and you can talk about diplomacy. Brigadier Anil Gupta and Iftikhar. Talk about diplomacy. No, sir. I want to make a point and you can take it from there. Let me tell you, I'm quoting reports from the UPA period. Iftikhar, hear me out. I'm quoting reports from the UPA period, okay? There are many of them. I'll read out one of them. Right? Chinese military forces have gradually assumed control over an aggregate of 640 kilometers across 3 sectors along the border in Depsang, Chumar and Pangong So. Media reports said that after PLA incursion into Indian territory on April 15, 2013, Indian forces have been prevented from patrolling in the Depsang Bulge. Media outlet stories based on a report obtained by the National Security Advisory Board. I repeat, 640 kilometers across 3 sectors in Depsang, Chumar and Pangong So in the year 2013. And that's just one report. I have several of them, but I want to talk about, what could have been done over the years and decades, Brigadier Gupta. But we're not even going there.
Shall I come?
Brigadier Gupta, you can respond. Iftikhar, let him go and then you can respond.
Yeah, so that he will reply to me. See.
Okay, you go first. Okay, you go first.
Shall I?
Yeah, go first. Okay, you go first.
Yeah, please. Thanks a lot. See, this is.
Yeah, go on. He's waiting to respond to you.
As somebody has said that this is the matter of the country's integrity, so we have to be very serious about it. It is not the question of BJP and UPA and other things. See, we are talking at present government's failures. We have spent lots of wealth for going to foreign and making the relationships with the other countries, and we have lost 20 army men in Galwan. That is the problem, and government is not hiding their faces in the shame why it has happened. That is the failure not of the army. That is not the failure of the army and the security forces. That is the failure of the diplomatic strategies of the Indian government that China entered in. One. Number two, I asked at the first step. I asked questions to them. Nobody answered me. We have lost. When the government claimed that not even a single inch of the land will go to China, they have not taken a single inch. But the ground reality is China is at present doing the rounds in finger 4, up till finger 8. We have not discussed it. Our defense minister has today dramatically and changed the scenario and pushed the people into the walls. They are hiding it to the people that we have lost there and we are losing there. We have lost their security forces. We have lost our army men there.
No, we are not losing. What are you talking about?
Plus, we have lost our land over there. Because
Niranjan, this man is ignorant.
What are you saying?
And I must tell you that most of these people...
They're pulling back.
Most of these
Brigadier
people
Gupta
are talking without knowing the facts.
Iftikhar not being very clear in his argument.
Don't know the facts. They don't know the facts at all. They are just arguing. Their ideology is whatever the government proposes, they will oppose without going to the facts of it. Now he's talking of that we have lost finger 4, finger 8. Where is it? Finger 4, finger 8 was always has been unoccupied areas. And this is what has been decided now also, that the Chinese will pull back east of finger 8. And as far as patrolling is concerned, it's a temporary phase. It's not permanent. It is going to resume after the pullout has taken place, so that while the withdrawal is taking place, no clashes take place. That's why temporarily the patrolling has been suspended. Where is any loss or where is any lie with the defense minister has said? Secondly, as he's saying 20 men were lost, the failure of diplomacy and all. What is the concern between losing 20 men, which is a tactical action, and diplomacy? I don't find any connection between the two. It is the diplomacy that after the Indian army gave a bloody nose, the diplomacy decided and the nation decided that we will not bend down to China. And for 1 year they continue to negotiate. For 1 year they continue to negotiate and made China understand our viewpoint. Understand our viewpoint.
One side you have a problem
so
with
what?
China.
What does it mean?
You have a problem with Pakistan.
It is because of that. It is because of Mr. Modi's tours abroad.
Yeah, GD Bakshi.
Muslim
I want to bring in GD Bakshi. GD Bakshi and Ashutosh. GD Bakshi and Ashutosh. No, hear me out.
One more.
Brigadier Gupta. You know the problem with such a debate. I'll tell you, Jal Bakshi, sir. You know you've been hearing the other side. Jal Bakshi. Look at what's happening, right? Look at what's happening. No, I'll tell you, there's a section that's always rooting for China. Directly or indirectly, they start off by saying that we welcome what's happening, but... And then when India talks about boycotting Chinese imports, they back articles like, and they say things like boycotting China is unrealistic. They toe China's mouthpiece line that boycotting Chinese goods is a scapegoat for India's ineffectiveness in containing virus, etc. You know, these are lines that several people have taken, but my point was, look at what has happened in the last 8 months. Clamp down on Chinese FDI. China's, you know, the flagship investment has shut shop and returned, right? Indian apps are today replacing the likes of Twitter. And we're on coup and we have over 13,500 responses. That's more than what we get on a Twitter debate. So let me tell you that we are looking them in the eye. And I don't understand, is there a problem? Is there an attitudinal problem that sort of, you know, General Bakshi, what is your observation on the stand that people have taken on even after this disengagement, sir?
You know, what I'd like to point out in all humility is that in every mature democracy, there is a bipartisan consensus when it comes to serious issues of national security. Our primary threat, our primary long-term strategic threat comes not so much from Pakistan, but it comes from China. And China has been flexing its muscles in the East China Sea, South China Sea, Taiwan Straits, and in Eastern Ladakh. The only place where it has gotten a solid push back, forcing it to negotiate, forcing it to climb down, forcing it to disengage, has been with India. I think we need to keep that up. We all must understand that diplomacy and military maneuvers cannot work at cross purposes. Diplomacy is not the, you know, waging peace. And while the other side has to wage war, we have to both further the national interests in unison with the whole of the government approach.
Okay, have to end the debate. Ashutosh, I'm really sorry. I'll have to end the debate at this point. General Bakshi, with your permission, I'll have to end the debate. Guru Prakash, General GD Bakshi, Brigadier Anil Gupta, Commodore GJ Singh, Saurabh, Vivek, Ashutosh, Iftikhar, Professor Giri and Chetan. Really apologize because I have to end the debate at this point. But I promise you, we will debate this again. Thank you. Debate 2 coming up on the Bengal battle. Stay tuned.